Please remain standing for the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
Thank you. Will everybody please be seated? Good afternoon and welcome to the December 2017 Commencement for the College of Fine Arts and Communication at Lamar University. My name is Darina Holzhausen. I serve as the Dean of the college. Give me a show of hands. How many of you wear a Fitbit? Everybody in the audience. You're not wearing Fitbits? Well, you're not very healthy, are you? In any case, what I love about my Fitbit is when it tells me I'm an overachiever, when I've reached all the steps I committed to take in a day. So what I want to do today is I want to be your Fitbit. I want to tell you, congratulations, you are overachievers. Earning a university degree is one of the highest accomplishments one can achieve. You cannot lose your education, and nobody can take it away from you. You are stuck with it, whether you like it or not. Or even if you decide to continue your education, this degree you will have forever. Thus, it is my pleasure to welcome our graduating students and those who supported and nurtured them to this commencement ceremony. Together, we are all celebrating your success, perseverance, and tenacity in obtaining your degree. Please turn your attention to the video screens and hear from some of the successful graduates of the class of 2017.
You know, you hear it a lot, you know, the greater the goal, the greater the sacrifice. There's been a lot of sacrifice. You know, you hear it a lot, you know, the greater the goal, the greater the sacrifice. There's been a lot of sacrifice in order to get to this point. What attracted me to the program was that the flexibility was there. I was able to meet all of my professional and personal goals, and I found the support nothing short of amazing.
This campus is really able to shape people's future, and for me, someone from an underprivileged background, I couldn't imagine where I'd be without the school and the people that I was able to meet. It changed my life. Here, I feel like there's long-lasting connections because of that sense of communities. Lamar University really helped shape my life.
You learn not just like the coursework, but going back to the professors have experience. They tell stories in class. You know, they're people. It's not like the stories are going to be tested on. A lot of people are like, oh, well, but this isn't relevant. But it is. And like, this is a time where you have to learn. That's your focus, and that's pretty cool that they tie in real life things.
It's not like they're telling me, oh, you know, the real world's going to be like this, the world's going to be like that. They're not sugaring it up and sugarcoating it. They're telling me it like it is, and they're telling me, when you get onto this world, this is what you should expect. This is what you should do. That, to me, has prepared me for graduating.
One professor in particular, prior to interviewing for this job that I recently accepted post-graduation, and he gave me a lot of tips and pointers, and I'd had his class the year before. It wasn't even chemical engineering, but we had built a pretty good bond. So he's happy to help me anytime I have questions for him. I would be safe to say that they're friendships as well. I can come to them with any problem, and then they can help me.
It really helps you hone in on what you want to be and who you are. Because beforehand, I didn't know who I was or what I wanted. Coming here helped me find that thing. I'm happy my career has a path. I can see it.
I think that I'm giving my students a better principle, because if I'm telling them to make a commitment to their education, they can see that I've made a commitment to my education and I'm twice their age. So it's letting them know that the process of learning is lifelong. I'm very thankful for my wife and what, you know, she did for our family during this time, because sometimes I just wasn't available. Man, shout out to the kids. Now that this is done, Daddy can play. And I'm really excited about, you know, spending more time with the family.
This truly is a great experience. I know because I've come from other colleges. The opportunities are vast. If you're willing to work hard, you can achieve really high. In fact, I've convinced my godbrother to come here. Hey, Johnny, thanks for coming to my graduation. Hope you're enjoying school next semester. Call me if you need me.
I went into college expecting nothing. I was actually first to go into college, so I kind of thought that I went in blindly. If they hear me say the words, I'm studying, they're like, shh, it's like a library in the house. And they always give me words of encouragement too. And I think Lamar gave me like the best experience I've ever had.
To be in the program or to be successful in the program, no matter if you're a face-to-face student or an online student, you have to have the commitment, the determination to get out there and search for them. What I appreciate about Lamar is they carried that same philosophy, yet they made it available for students that were studying online. So I didn't have any concerns. It wasn't a negative experience at all. It was very positive. I wouldn't have any reservations about recommending this program to other people just for that reason.
I can work with groups of people from all over the world now, whether they're older than me, younger than me, no matter what nationality they are. That's the biggest tool I've learned being here at Lamar and that I'll be carrying with me for the rest of my life.
Being able to see perspectives from other countries is really cool. Like in class, we'll be going over a law and somebody from a different country will say, you know, that's not how they do it in my country. You know, just to see how different it is and to see, like, they stress different things are interpreted different ways. You know, you really do see that with, you know, all the diversity we have in the College of Business.
I look at Lamar University as somewhat of an innovator, especially in the state of Texas. There are so many opportunities for anyone, no matter what their walk of life is, to continue their education and just be a better person.
Lamar can really help you become who you want to be. You just have to work at it. It's not going to just happen, but if you come here knowing that you want to do something, there's going to be people helping you left and right. There's scholarship opportunities everywhere. And the undergrad research, it allows you to literally research something you're interested in.
I am proud to be affiliated with Lamar University. I'm proud that, I'm an alum. The campus is beautiful. It's a great place to be.
I actually went and got a shirt that says Lamar University Alumni, and I plan on wearing that right after I graduate. I don't want to sound cliche, but give it a chance. Lamar has so many options. Just give it a chance.
Anyone that wants to pursue a doctorate degree, Lamar University is the place to do it. This university has made a name for itself.
Nobody achieves success alone. The people whose moral, financial, and mentoring support made today possible for you should also be recognized, among them the faculty members of this college. I cannot tell you how often I say this to everybody who wants to hear or not want to hear, that I have fantastic faculty in this college, and I'm very, very proud of them. I know each one of them personally and know how hard they work and how dedicated they are to Lamar and their students. They have provided our students with a contemporary and valuable higher education that is second to none. Due to their diligence and efforts, our graduates are knowledgeable, highly skilled, worldly, and properly prepared for life and careers. Would our faculty please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Many others have also supported you on your road to achievement. Candidates, please join me in expressing our appreciation for their unique contributions to your success. Would the parents of our candidates please stand and receive our applause? Thank you. Would the grandparents who are present here please stand and be recognized? Would the spouses, children, and grandchildren of our candidates please stand and be recognized? Would the friends and other relatives of our candidates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. This afternoon, we share the joy and excitement of commencement with all of you. Thank you for joining us here. I do hope that this is not the last we will see of you as graduates and that you will return as alumni or graduate students. You will soon realize that lifelong learning will be an essential part of your future. Remember, Lamar is always here to offer an opportunity and support. We will also welcome you back in your role as mentor and role models for our students. This will be your academic home forever, even if you go on to other academic institutions. Enjoy your newfound and hard-earned success. We all wish you a long and successful career in the field you chose. Our graduates today will receive 81 degrees. Students come from 29 Texas cities, 2 US states, and 1 other country. Now, I would like to introduce our platform participants. These are the really important people at Lamar University. So please hold your applause until all have been introduced. As I call your names, will the platform members in row 1 to my right please rise and remain standing. Dr. Kenneth Evans, President of Lamar University. Dr. James Marquardt, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Brenda Nichols, Vice President for Digital Learning. Mr. Craig Ness, Vice President for Finance and Operations. Ms. Priscilla Parsons, Vice President for Information Technology. And Dr. Vicky McNeil, Vice President for Student Affairs. Row 1 may be seated. As I call your names, will the platform members in row 2 to my right please rise and remain standing. Dr. Kevin Dotson, Dean of the Rio Honors College. Dr. William Hahn, Dean of the Graduate College. Ms. Deborah Greschner, Instructor in the Department of Music. Dr. Brian Proksch, Assistant Professor in the Mary Morgan Moore Department of Music and Faculty Senate Representative. Row 2 may be seated. As I call your names, will the platform members in row 1 to my left now rise and please remain standing. Mr. Frank Newton, President and CEO of Beaumont Foundation and today's commencement speaker. Mr. Jamarcus Cox, today's student speaker. Ms. Donna Meeks, Chair, Department of Art. Dr. Natalie Tyndall, Chair, Department of Communication. Dr. Diane Clark, Chair, Department of Deaf Studies and Deaf Education. Row 1 may be seated. As I call your names, will the platform members in row 2 to my left now rise and please remain standing. Dr. Brian Shook, Chair of the Mary Morgan Moore Department of Music. Dr. Monica Hahn, Chair, Department of Speech and Hearing Sciences. Mr. Golden Wright, Chair, Department of Theatre and Dance. Dr. Jamika Mott, Instructor of Voice and today's Reader. And Mr. David Short, University Registrar. You, row 2 may be seated. I also wish to recognize conductor Dr. Andrew McMahon and members of the Lamar University Commencement Brass Ensemble. Thank you very much. Also from the Department of Music, thank you, Professor Deborah Greschner, for your rendition of the National Anthem and the Alma Mater, and in advance, thank you to Dr. Jamika Mott for reading the names of our graduates. Finally, please allow me to recognize special guests at this event. Ms. Cecilia Marquardt, Paul Holzhausen, and Ms. Nancy, I totally forgot your last name at this moment. Newton, sorry guys, senior moment right there. He's my guest speaker and I couldn't remember Nancy's name, I apologize. Candidates, this is now your moment to shine. You did it. Please know we are all very proud of your accomplishments. We are celebrating your success with you, and you should be proud of yourself. Your university education has equipped you to receive and enjoy the benefits of society and has prepared you to continue to learn as you move into a new life. Enjoy and use your education to its fullest, and you and everybody you touch will be more prosperous for it. One of the great pleasures of my position as dean is to decide who the student speaker would be at the college's commencement ceremonies. I particularly look for aspirational and inspirational young people. Today's student speaker is just such a person. Graduating senior Jamarcus Corks, the son of Willie and Willie Mae Corks, is a Southeast Texas native from Orange, Texas. A graduate of West Orange Stark High School in 2012, Corks found his place at Lamar University in which to pursue his Bachelor's of Science in Communication. Born with cerebral palsy, it hasn't stopped him from doing the things he loves to do or following his degree. I heard Jamarcus' speech, and so I'm not going to repeat the things that he's going to tell you. But I must say that despite everything, Jamarcus became very involved in athletics and has served as an orientation leader for new student orientation. In February of 2017, he was a recipient of Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges and was on the president's list for the spring 2017. Outside of Lamar, Jamarcus is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and the Athletic Equipment Managers Association. His good nature and heart causes him to make a friend everywhere he goes. After graduation, Jamarcus plans to pursue a career in intercollegiate athletics as a full-time equipment manager in order to further pursue his passion of sports and his goal of working for the Houston Astros Major League Baseball. In his spare time, Jamarcus enjoys reading, bowling, fishing, and hunting, and his favorite saying is, "My walker and wheelchair are only tools to help me succeed. Look at the man inside it to know who he is." Please, Jamarcus, come to the podium.
Oh my goodness, wow. There's a lot of people here today. All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Dean Holtzhausen, for that amazing introduction. Also, before I begin, I would also like to thank Dr. Natalie Tyndall, Chair of the Communication Department, and my fellow classmates. My name is Jamarcus Corks. I'm from Orange, Texas. I'm a communication major with an emphasis in broadcasting. And alongside my fellow classmates, I think I'm the happiest person in the room. You may be asking why. Well, the big day is finally here, graduation. We've been waiting for this day for 4, 5, maybe 6+ years, and it's finally upon us. I promise I won't take up too much of everyone's time. I just felt it appropriate to come to you all today and share just how much Lamar University means to me and just how much it has changed me as a person. But first, in order to do that, you must understand how I came to call this beautiful place home. As a 3-year-old kid, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and many doctors had already determined my future. They told me I'd never walk, never live a normal life, and my chances at higher education looked very slim. That was devastating, but with the help of my parents and family, I worked hard to prove the world wrong. I wanted to be different. I wanted to be able to run and do things like all my friends were doing and not to be left behind to watch. Fast forward to high school, my senior year, and I'm doing just that. I had friends who were more dear to me than anything, and people who I would give everything up for. I was a baseball team manager, choir student, key club member, culinary arts club member, among many other things. But I was in panic mode because everyone else had applied to colleges around the area, and I hadn't applied or looked at a single one. I had no idea where I was going to go or what I would do after high school. Eventually, I got tired of panicking and just started visiting various colleges and researching others. As the letters started pouring in, I had 2 choices: Lamar University or McNeese State University. You can obviously see my decision now, but to get here, I used the old saying, mother knows best. I actually put that to the test. And I asked my mom, because I was pretty indecisive. Both were great schools, and they both accommodated me perfectly, and neither was too big. I asked her, Mom, hypothetically, if I wanted to go to college and I had to pick between Lamar University in Beaumont or McNeese State University in Lake Charles, which would you say? And I kid you not, her response to me was, if you go to McNeese and something happens, I won't be able to find you. But if you go to Lamar, my sister only lives about 2 miles away, and all your friends can get to you too, because most of them live in Beaumont or work in Beaumont. So after that, I decided Lamar was the way to go. I graduated high school, and I had one last great summer before college started. I was happy and ready to tackle this thing called college. However, about 2 weeks before I was to move into the dorms, my beautiful mother, Willie Mae, who had cared for me since I was just a baby and was the only woman to see me as a blessing and not a burden, passed away. And I lost all sense of who I am, what my goal was, as well as my confidence. At that point, I knew she would never see or hear about my college career. She wouldn't be a part of it. Had it not been for the pushing and words of wisdom from my former baseball coaches, Jimmy Hallman and Shay Landry, and my good friends Josh Klinkhammer, Travis Dupuis, and Justin Meyer, and their families, I would have stopped everything. After we took care of everything and I moved to Lamar, I still felt the effects of my mom's passing. But I knew I had to continue living for her. But I was afraid. I was alone in this new world, and none of my friends were here this time. And I began to believe that my condition would scare off potential friends here. Boy, I'm so glad I was wrong. Really, I'm so glad I was wrong. I decided to immediately get involved with athletics again, and I became the new basketball equipment manager. 1 year later, I transitioned to the baseball team, and I was welcomed with open arms by coaches Scott Hatton, Jimmy Rickelson, and head coach Jim Gilligan, as well as the entire Lamar baseball program. Baseball was always the first sport I was passionate about, my baby in a way. I understood the game so well that I even confused my dad every now and then. Unbeknownst to me, Lamar had given me back a piece of myself, my love of athletics and passion for sports, as well as the family that I found in athletics. I didn't have to be sad all the time. I had a group of people to look after and depend on. I felt happier than ever after that first season with baseball. 2 years later, I decided I had too much free time in the fall. So I headed over to Lamar football to speak with then head coach Dr. Ray Woodard, and walked out as one of their new equipment managers as well. As you can tell, I don't like having a lot of free time. Athletics has been a giant staple in my college career. It showed me I had a place where I truly did contribute. Working with the department for 5 years has been very rewarding, and I don't think anything will ever top it. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not to say I haven't had a great experience on the academic side of things. Quite the contrary. I actually figured out my major on my very first day of college. This is a true story. In my intro to theater class, we had to line up by major, and we'd go around and say what it was, but I didn't want to say undecided. I actually went around the room asking random people what their majors were, and communication sounded fun. So I jumped in line with them. And no, I'm not joking. This is literally how I became a communications major. Later that day, I did some research into the degree, and it had me hooked. I went to Miss Black Fitzpatrick to change my major to communication, and I've been studying it ever since. My classes in the communications department have helped me open my mind to new and different things, as well as shape me into a better leader in person. Many of the lessons I learned in my interpersonal communication studies and organizational communications classes have helped over in athletics as I've had to work with a variety of different people. Another thing is that Lamar has such a colorful faculty that it's hard to not want to be around them all. I think one of my biggest supporters here in academics has been Miss Sarah Gubala, instructor of political science. She and her dog, Kennedy, are a duo that really stands out in my mind. Spending several hours in her office talking about school and work, as well as therapy dog time with Kennedy, has helped to calm me down and relax about the stresses of university life. I guess it's true what they say. Getting to know your instructors and professors does pay off. In academics, Lamar reignited my love of reading and learning. Honestly enjoyed writing every research paper I've done here. That's just me. I promise you I'm almost done. But before I leave you all, I wanted to give you 3 tips before we leave the safety of college and head out into the real world. 1, follow your dreams. Whatever your dream career is or lifestyle, you can make it happen. With the education we have received, let nothing and no one stand in your way. 2, have fun. I don't know about all you fine folks, but all work and no play makes Jamarcus a sad, sad little man. Have fun in life. Laugh. Tell stories. Give everyone the treasure of your laugh and beautiful smiles to always remember you by. And 3rd, never give up. Remember at the beginning when I said I would never live a normal life? Well, I have. I have fun with my friends. I'm never left behind. I'm included in everything. I've been a student athlete, something that was never supposed to come to pass. 20 years ago, I wasn't supposed to walk or stand. Well, I fought against that prediction, and now I stand before you. As proof of what happens when you have determination and a strong support system. With that, you can do anything. Never quit. You never know what may happen. In closing, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to President Evans for continuing to keep Lamar University in tip-top shape and as great as it is. Thank you to the faculty and staff of the university. When it came to issues of accessibility on campus and ideas on campus, you really listened and brought about change for myself and the university, including today. They've done a lot of work, and I can't thank them enough. It has been my honor to have been your student and friend. I swear I won't let all your knowledge go to waste. To Jason Henderson and everyone at Lamar Athletics, thank you for allowing me to come in and live out my dream and passion for sports, and for being the family I needed to keep going. Coaches Will Davis, Mike Schultz, Holly Bruder, Tick Price, Alan Edwards, and Michelle Kuster will always hold special places in my heart for the amount of hours I've spent around them and their programs, and I just can't thank you 6 enough for everything you've done for me. Thank you to all my friends and family in attendance today. Every single one of you have contributed to the receiving of this degree, and you deserve every bit of credit owed to you. To my beautiful mother, Mom, I miss you more than anything on this world. You are my rock, my cheerleader, my reason to push and accomplish everything I've done in this life. And I have always been proud to be, and I only wish that you could be here to walk across the stage with me. I've always been proud to be your son, and I hope I've made you proud. And lastly, to my fellow classmates, I thank you all for listening to me and being so patient. My last message, I implore you to never forget to follow your dreams, have fun, and never give up. As always, let's go, Big Red. Let's go, LU. I love you all. Thank you.
Next, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce our commencement speaker, W. Frank Newton, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Beaumont Foundation of America. Before accepting the position of President of the Beaumont Foundation, Frank Newton served as Dean and Professor of Law at Texas Tech University School of Law from 1985 until 2002. Prior to that, he served as a professor of law at the Baylor Law School from 1972 to 1985. In addition to his services as an attorney and legal educator, Dean Newton helped devise the Interest on Lawyers Trust Account program, which has raised more than $100 million for legal aid programs since 1984. He was named by Texas Lawyer magazine as one of the 102 most influential Texas lawyers of the century, and the State Bar of Texas annually presents an award in his name to lawyers who provide outstanding pro bono services. He has also served as president of the State Bar of Texas and is an elected member of the American Bar Foundation and the American Law Institute. And you might wonder why I invited a lawyer to come and speak to you today. The reason is that Dean Newton is one of the wisest people I know. He is a true mentor for myself and a friend of this college, and has been serving as a member of the college's advisory council for several years. I go to him for advice on anything and everything, and always come away enriched and wiser. He has a true commitment to issues of social justice, something I admire most in people. He is also a very fun guy. It is my great honor to invite W. Frank Newton to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Holzhausen, for the kind and generous introduction. President Evans, Dean Holzhausen, faculty, graduates, family, and friends, I'm honored to be with you today. When I received the invitation to speak, I was thrilled. I happened soon thereafter to be in Washington, D.C. for a meeting, and was chatting with a friend who is a federal judge. I told the judge that I would speak at the Fine Arts and Communications graduation ceremony at Lamar University. She said, "Well, Frank, those graduates have less to learn from you than you do from them." As a lawyer, I know to pay attention to what federal judges say. So I listened to graduates in art, communications, deaf studies and deaf education, speech and hearing sciences, music, and theater and dance. Here's what I learned. From Gonzalo Alvarez, a drawing major from Port Arthur, Texas, I learned about the power of a visual art education to adapt technology for current generations. He told me, "I learned that art can change the world." My mentors in Lamar's art department and McNair Scholars Program have molded me into the person I am today. I grew up in a low-income household in a blue-collar town with little knowledge or guidance, making my pursuit in the arts and life difficult. My parents had immigrated to America to give me the opportunity to become whomever I wanted to be, so I had to prove their sacrifice was worth the task. I knew I liked drawing, but everyone discouraged me from an art career because it was hard to make money and I was poor. With the help provided by my education, I created an art installation called Borders, a video game about my parents' immigration story. This game has received international attention and allowed me to be featured on Univisión, Despierta América, Now This, The Washington Post, and more. The game has also since traveled to E3, the biggest game show in the world, the Sheffield Doc Fest in the United Kingdom, and is currently on tour through Latin America. The game is being used for research projects in universities around the world, and people are learning how difficult it is to be in the shoes of an immigrant. As I graduate, I am releasing my Mexican folklore adventure comic series entitled The Legend of Pollo Man, about a small boy who must overcome his childhood fears to vanish terrifying legends like La Llorona, El Chupacabra, y El Cucuy, Mexican folk tales I grew up with that were used to scare children straight. My goal is to empower the next generation of Latinos and give them stories, games, and cartoons they can relate to, and most importantly, to let them know they too can become anything they want to be. Higher education and a lot of elbow grease can go a long way. From Francisco Javier Alvarez, a communications major from Port Arthur, I learned about the importance of perspective. Francisco and Gonzalo are, as all of you know, friends but not immediate family. Francisco's story is the story of today's Texas. He told me, everything is dependent on the angle from which it is seen. It seems too good to be true that I am graduating with honors as part of an immigrant family who came to this country seeking the American dream. Although I do not live in Mexico, I visit often. In Texas, I lived through much of the struggle my family had to endure in a new and unfamiliar country. And for as long as I can remember, I've had an interesting time balancing being Mexican, being American, and trying to communicate in both cultures effectively. I've learned many things while balancing two perspectives, but perhaps the most important of the plethora of lessons over the years has been the ability to put oneself in the shoes of another. I think back to when I was a child as I tried to answer two sets of questions. My friends here at home asked me what Mexico was like, and in Mexico, friends there asked me about living in America. I learned to see myself through two lenses, Mexican at home, American abroad. Strange, really. It makes a lot of difference where a person comes from, either literally or in terms of their thoughts and beliefs. It makes the conversation easier, and in today's world, that is exactly what is needed. The transaction of messages can be more peaceful, and it provides each person with a deeper sense of understanding that borders and nationalities are a man-made concept, that we are much more alike than we are different. The moment we realize we are all outsiders to someone else is the moment we can more effectively communicate with one another honestly and thereby foster more progress for our society. From Kelly McKinnon, an American Sign Language major from Buena, Texas, I learned about the power of education to provide help to others. She told me, because of my education at Lamar University, I had the opportunity to interpret for a deaf person. That person's energy made me excited, and I couldn't wait to work with them. At first, I was nervous, but through Lamar University's American Sign Language program, I felt that I was ready to interpret. By learning how to interpret, I was able to provide equal access to communication for the deaf client at a religious event where there was not an interpreter. For my client, participation in that event was of great importance. After the event was over, the deaf client gave me feedback, which helped my confidence tremendously. The feedback I received helped me to grow as a person and as an interpreter. In fact, for me, that event feedback constituted a turning point in my life. Lamar University gave me the confidence to get there. I now expect to learn even more through graduate study as I move forward, because the valuable lesson I learned at Lamar University is the importance of interpreters for access to communications. Deaf people do not need help, they need access. I want to help provide that access. From Lauren Lutzinger, a speech and hearing sciences major from Sour Lake, Texas, I learned about the importance of professors. Lauren explained, the first experience I had with speech and hearing sciences professors at Lamar was with Dr. Harn, the chair of our department. At the time, classes had not started, so I had not been in the speech and hearing sciences building. I had no idea when or where group advisement was and didn't know where to look. The next day when I checked again, I found out I had missed it. I emailed Dr. Harm and explained my situation. I was so embarrassed, but she was so kind. She set up a date to meet with her so I would be able to register for my classes in a timely manner. The day we were scheduled to meet, Lamar was closed due to bad weather. I emailed Dr. Harn and told her that it was okay if we had to reschedule. She replied immediately that if I could get to the campus safely, she would meet me there. I was able to arrive safely, and she let me into the building for our meeting. It spoke volumes to me that the chair of my department was willing to open the building when the university was closed to meet with me personally. That means a lot to me, and it still does. From Stephen Corville, a music major from Port Neches, Texas, I learned that a university education offers an introduction to a wider world. He told me, I became passionate about music at an early age. When I was in high school, I decided I wanted to make band directing my profession. Being a band student was what I enjoyed most. At Lamar, I doubled down on performance as well as theory. I performed in the a cappella choir, the Lamar Honors Brass Quintet, the Wind Ensemble, and the marching band, where I served as a section leader. These experiences led me to discover a passion for teaching as well. I'd always thought that being a band director would mean it was my job to use students as a vehicle for creating great music. But I found out that my job is to use music as a vehicle for creating great students. If these experiences were the foundation of my education, the capstone was a music education workshop in Indiana. The music education faculty selected me to attend this fully funded national event, where I met educators and students from across the United States. This program gave me the opportunity to be part of a national band dialogue. From Andrea Angel, a theater and dance major from Lindale, Texas, I learned about failure. She explained, Lamar University's Department of Theater and Dance has prepared me for a career in this field by allowing me to succeed and fail on my own terms, while guiding me along the entire journey. I believe those failures are just as important as my successes. The Department of Theater and Dance catered my education to me, allowing me to take the classes I was interested in most and pushing me to points of success I had not dreamed of achieving myself. The educators in this department have been at my side every step of the way, guiding and pushing me to be the best I can. Most importantly, they have provided me a place to land when I failed, which is one of the most important things an artist can do. A career in the arts is never guaranteed, but Lamar fostered my ambition and drive to continuously pursue my passion. Because of Lamar, I am certain I have the skills to succeed in any workforce, and I also have a better understanding of myself. Through the fostering of my education, the professors at Lamar have taught me about perseverance, about ambition, drive, passion, about friendship, about family, and about life. Kendria ended her lesson with a personal aside. Lamar even found me a fiance. Thanks, Lamar. I'm glad I followed the judge's advice and learned from the fine arts and communications graduates at Lamar. I hope I see my friend, the federal judge, soon, so I can tell her what I learned, that our state, nation, and world will be well served by the graduates who will build our future. Graduates, welcome and congratulations.
Frank, thank you for reminding me that one learns through your mistakes. I will never forget your and Nancy's last name ever again. We will now have the certification of graduates. President Evans, please join me. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees please stand and remain standing? Please, students. Yes, we're talking about you. President Evans, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Fine Arts and Communication, I am pleased to present the candidates who have met all the requirements for the listed degrees.
Well, thank you, Dean Holzhausen. Mr. Newton, thank you, and thank you for your leadership of the Beaumont Foundation. Jamarcus, well done. You've been an integral part of the athletic program ever since I've been here. I'm not sure what the heck we're going to do without you. You, class, December 2017, are a rather unique population. You are the Harvey graduating class. Yeah. You are to be congratulated for your resiliency. We've gone through a difficult journey together. I'm proud to have been part of that with you. So with that, carry that resiliency further forward in your lives. It's a lesson well learned. Now, I turn to my job, which is really, frankly, the best job in the place right now, and that is the conferral of degrees. So, you ready? All right. By the authority vested in me and Lamar University by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been certified, admitting you to all the rights and privileges which throughout the world pertain to those degrees. Now, the last really tough test, okay? You got this tassel that's in your front right of your hat. You got to move it over to the left. That is symbolic of completion. Congratulations.
I ask Dr. Mott to move to read the names of our graduates. Oh, please sit, yes.
Kimberly Danielle Crawford. Morgan Elizabeth Hill. Darius Montel Johnson. Cameron Lee Uresti. Dusty Raina Wells. Susanna Nicole Williams. Gonzalo Torres Alvarez. Grace Cecile Chadwick. Christine Cozina. Scott R. Lodano. Danielle Christine Merkin. Amy Reina Morris. Marissa Allison Naragan. Travis Drake Walthall. Andre Dwayne Woodard. Bachelor of Arts in American Sign Language. Brittany Ann Anderson. Ashley Nicole Bonig. Rebecca Ann Udaly. Danielle Elise Frazier. Rachel Elizabeth Jones. Brittany Joy Lopez. Kelly Danielle McKinnon. Loline Rodriguez. Tiaja Shanae Sampson. Villan Ray Sells. Molly Elizabeth Todd. Bachelor of Science Communication. Kiasha Yanis Addison. Francisco Javier Alvarez. Leslie Kathleen Beard. Jamarcus T. Corks. Caitlin Marie Gallagher. Olivia Ann Ivins. Natasha N. James. Ariana Leanne Jones. Carrie Kathleen Lee. Okay. Christina Lee Manuel. Amanda Lauren Marshall. Carissa Brianna Norfleet. Samara Camille Chito Wazoje. Kenneth Ray Oliver. Taylor Cole Phillips. Elizabeth Hope Raxkovi. Yahaira Sofia Ramos. Eric Rodriguez. Eddie Dean Jones. Faith Zenobia Rowland. Lenzia Willisa Marie Sampson. Alexandra Sokolova. Jennifer Yakuta Verdutsko. Bachelor of Arts in Music, Geraldine Renee Harper. Rashandria Devaney Sivli. Bachelor of Music, Stephen Andrew Kerville. Caleb Austin Frost. Alexander Scott Langston. Andre Anthony Harness. Nicholas Tong Lee. Bachelor of Science in Speech and Hearing Sciences, Nancy Alvarez. Lauren Olivia Harvey. Trikendria Siobhan Jones. Lauren Ashley Lettsinger. Courtney Faye Nugent. Isabella Lee Price. Bridget Leandra Salter. Raven Catrice Simeon. Jamie Lynn Williford. Okay. Bachelor of Science in Theater and Dance, Kendra Jade Angel. Nicole Alexandra Bechtel. Bachelor of Science in Dance, Joycelyn Parker. Oyan Perriard Bernard.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Evans, and thank you, Dr. Mott. Graduates, today you join more than 80,000 others throughout the world who are Lamar alumni. Please join me in congratulating our graduates one more time. I would like to take this opportunity to recommend that you get involved with the Lamar University Office of Alumni Affairs. This provides continued involvement with the university, networking, and opportunities to help other students achieve what you have achieved. I encourage you to get involved with this important arm of the university. Again, congratulations and thank you for sharing commencement with us, everybody. Best wishes to all our graduates. Following the recessional, we will host a reception upstairs on the concourse level. All graduates and guests are invited to mingle with your faculty, enjoy refreshments, and maybe even pose for a picture or two. I hope to see you here again. Please stand for Lamar's alma mater.
Lamar, to thee we're singing, voices raised on high. We will to